Hey guys, Jen here with Serenity Hill Farmstead. Today is going to be day 2 of our curriculum haul week. I am going over my son Caleb's 4th grade curriculum haul. Now, if you are new here or if you're just coming on for the curriculum haul, Caleb is my 9-year-old son. He'll be 10 by the time, well, he'll be 10 right after we start. But he is one of my special needs kids. He has sensory processing disorder, autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, most likely dyslexia, but if you want to hear that story, I will pop the iCard up here so you can hear that whole story. He likely has dyslexia, but we're not 100% sure. So I teach him as if he is, because it's not going to hurt. It's a very thorough way to teach. It's a very thorough way to learn. So I just teach him as if he is. So I'm going to share with you the curriculum haul that I have for him. Now this is just his individual studies. If you are interested, so that would include his language arts, his math, his handwriting, and a little more things that I cater specifically to him for his needs. If you want to see, you can go. I have a sneaker. If you want to see the group studies that I'm doing with him, that is everything else. That's his science, his history, nature, apologetics we're doing this year, all of that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified when I put that out in a few days. So with Caleb, we're going to go ahead and start with language arts. We are continuing on with the good and the beautiful. This works fantastic for him. He cannot sit still, like at all, period. It's never, not for a minute. So what I really like about this curriculum, he is on level 1. He was on level K for a good long while. Part of what made us think that he was dyslexic is it took a long time to get through phonemic awareness and just to learn letters and sounds and how it all works together, a long time. So that was kind of a red flag for us. So I don't know if they're actually approved or not, but this is, from what I have read, Orton Gillingham approved curriculum, from what I have heard. I do not know if there is anything actually, like, legitimately, legally or whatever, saying that they are an approved curriculum for dyslexic students. However, the approach that they use follows that line of teaching, and it is a very thorough way of learning. It's not so much like the drill and kill that I knew I grew up with. It's more the understanding the relationships that letters have together and why they say the things they have, that there are rules for everything. So I really like this curriculum for that. So level 1, so we're gonna talk about the level for a minute. He is in 4th grade, and yes, he is on level 1. Level with the good and the beautiful does not matter. It is not correlated to the grade that the child is in. When I started my oldest child, he was in 7th grade and he started on level 4. So by the time he started high school, he was right on track. It is not about grade level. So if you are interested in purchasing this curriculum and you have not done the assessment, do the assessment. Do not just get the grade that your child is in. It does not line up that way. There are differences in the way different curriculums teach, especially with language arts. And you have to take each curriculum's assessment so that you know that you're not going to have holes in your child's learning. It's so important. I really stress, no matter what curriculum you're switching from, you're going to, even if you hear that they're very similar, make sure you do the assessment. You'll be surprised. And do not be discouraged if your child places lower where you think they should be. Trust me, they will catch up. It is not a race. They'll be okay. So like I said, Caleb was on level K for a good long while. I just decided, because he was moving pretty quick through it, and through this last little part that he was on, which is actually, I think, probably 3/4 of the way through the book, maybe a little less than that. I'm like, we're gonna do the assessment because you got this. And we did it, and he was right on the cusp, but he was there, so I went ahead and started him in the next level. So this is actually the revised version, because they make little updates to their curriculum now and again. And what I really like about this is that the lessons are shorter. And it is really easy. I'm trying to get, here, this lesson right here, the one I'm staring at, that's right in front of my face. This lesson that we just did last week. So lesson 9, this was a lot for a child with ADHD to get through. It's a lot. So I was not expecting him to do all of this. I was expecting him to read a few of these letters, and then we would do a couple of these. The entire day he did this, and then we stopped. And then the next day he did this, and then he stopped. This lesson right here, you have to read the paragraphs. You're trying to figure out who sent the teacher a nice note. So you have to read the paragraph, and whoever it is, you guess who it is, and you cross it off. So this lesson was one where he could be a little more engaged with. It wasn't just read it and move on to the next one. He had activities that he had to do with it. He's trying to accomplish a goal in it. And then there's a lot of kinesthetic learning in here, meaning there are different kinds of learning styles, and all of the learning styles depend on what your child's strength is, so where they will fall and what kind of learner they are. Caleb is very much a kinesthetic learner, meaning he learns by doing, by being active, by putting his hands physically on everything. So he really thrives with the activities in here. Like if he's going to be doing his spelling words, I write the words down, not spelling, reading. If he's going to be doing like his reading words, or sight words or whatever, I'll write them down on flashcards, and he jumps from card to card. It falls more in the lines of multi-sensory learning. All of this is in here. They have so many different, this is not stuff that you have to come up with. This is stuff that they have in the curriculum. Why I love this curriculum for him. So that's language arts. Also, once you get into, I think it's level 2 actually, they add geography in there. So it's geography, vocabulary, reading, writing, spelling, all of that's in there, all your grammar, everything. It's all your language arts and then some in the one book, which is really nice. There's also a reader that comes with it. Don't ask me where that is right now. It's somewhere. I have no idea where. But readers come with it. And flashcards, phonics cards, and things like that. So, good curriculum. So for handwriting, he has been working on printing power, and we are moving through this. With sensory processing disorder, part of where he struggles with is fine motor skills. And handwriting has been something that we just take day by day. I use a lot of, for him, things like therapy putty. This is actually his, this therapy, which is insanely tight, like very, very stiff. But this helps build, he's got activities and things that he does that his occupational therapist gave to him. So he works on that kind of stuff while I'm reading to him, or while he's reading something in his language arts or something like that. If he's got a heavy reading day, I'll give him something in his hands to work on that, and he'll do that instead of handwriting, because building up those muscles in his hands, that works in my book and can take the place of this. So this may not be something that we would get through this tiny little book in a year, because for him, I worry more about his form and control and you know, where he's at developmentally than what he's actually doing on paper. So, but he has done probably half of this book, not quite half, just shy of half. So he'll have this to do for next year for 4th grade. And then if he gets through that, he has shown an interest in learning. So when I bought that book, the Printing Power book on Amazon, this was the option to come with it, the Kickstart Cursive. And because he expressed an interest, I went ahead and got it. And it just goes through, Kickstarting Cursive goes through the letters and a little bit, did you even see that? It goes through like the letters, how to form them, and just attaching them. And it's like no more than 3-letter words, maybe 4, just kidding, 4. No more than 4-letter words. And that's all the way at the end. So this is what I have for him for next year. I bought it this past year. Would just carry it on for next year. For math, he is going to continue on with teaching textbooks. It's a great way for him to learn. He's doing the 4.0. That is something new that they released partially in 2020 and the rest of the upper grades into 2021. If you're interested in seeing a full review of the 4.0 from teaching textbooks, I did do a video on that, and I will go ahead and link up here for you guys to check that out if you are interested in it. But he is going to do level 5 with that. Math is something that he excels with, so I just go at his pace. And if it takes longer to do one year, fine. If not, we blow through and we do 2 years in one. Awesome. That right there is why I use teaching textbooks, though, because at some point in time, he is going to blow past my mathematical ability. And they have tutoring. And they have a good system in place that is a good curriculum so that I do not have to grade. I do not have to know what I am talking about. And if he needs help with something, I don't have to be the go-to. So that's why we use teaching textbooks. So moving on to the last part of what I'm gonna be doing with him, that is gonna be our game schooling. Therapy games are a huge part in what has got him to progress to where he is at right now. Admittedly, in this house, board games do not work. We do not play a whole lot of board games. We try, but they end in people getting very angry or very upset. So we don't really do a whole lot of board games. We do a lot of dice and card games. Card games are really good for visual motor, like basically hand-eye coordination. And this game that we like to play, Tenzi, it's loud, it's fast, it's basically everybody gets a color. You see there's 4 colors in there, and it's 10 dice, and you drop them and you pick a number, and that's what you just keep going. You just keep going like that until they're all the same number, and whoever does it first wins. Now, for those that have poor emotional regulation, I just slow down, or I give them a head start, because emotional regulation is something else we struggle with, we work on. So this has been a good game for that visual motor skill building and for emotional regulation. So we work on that. And then some other games we play just with cards. We play poker. We play a game called Speed. We play, what else do we play? Skip-Bo Junior. We play all of those things. And then Bananagrams. Bananagrams is a great way for us to do spelling words, just to kind of play around. It's, again, if we are having a hard day, sensory-wise, just emotional-wise, we're struggling with something, it's not the greatest day to sit and do a full day's worth of school. We will set small goals, we'll meet those goals, and then it's game schooling for the rest of the day. So that is everything for Caleb for our 4th grade curriculum haul. If you are interested in seeing everything else that he's doing for history, for science, nature, journaling, all of that stuff, how we do all of that, make sure again you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and that'll be out in a couple days. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.